Good day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the Extreme Z battle for the AGL Bardock, and basically, to cut a long story short, how you can beat it. Now we'll do a team build and everything. AGL Bardock obviously got his ECA. It's a decent ECA. I think him being tied to low class warriors ultimately is something that generally can be, a little bit difficult. And I say that in the sense of, I think it does limit his teams a little bit, especially for his base form. However, Bardock still looks pretty cool. I really am keen to try him out. I do have him rainbow, so that's something that's very, very cool. But yeah, basically, to cut a long story short, I think AGL Bardock looks solid. He looks good as a unit. I think he's a very, very strong, very powerful unit. His design probably doesn't aid him for longevity, but I think overall he is still a fun looking unit. Now in terms of obviously his Extreme Z battle, pretty simple and straightforward. Terrifying Conquerors and tech type units, extreme tech type units specifically. This isn't anything too crazy. I think most players will not struggle with this category. You have a lot of leads for the category. First off, units like Strength Final Form Cooler, units like obviously Turles, units like Piccolo, pretty much a whole bunch of really solid options. But you can do a ton of sub options. You can do units like, for example, the AGL Captain Ginyu. Well, he is a Terrifying Conquerors lead. But AGL Metal Cooler, for example. You can gladly use him. Wicked Bloodlines team. You can do a Saiyan Saga team if you really want to. There's enough units to make enough variations of teams that you shouldn't really struggle. Realistically, one of my favorite units like to use basically is probably the Tech Transforming Frieza. I'm not going to use him on my team, but that's just more because I'm trying to showcase that you can get by with some pretty lower level free-to-play characters, so you shouldn't really panic too much about that. With that being said, that is pretty much everything you need to know. For me, the ideal lead's probably going to be into Piccolo. The Strength Final Form Cooler obviously loses out against the AGL unit, although he doesn't technically struggle. I mean, you just have to push him to the second or third slot and he's more than fine. But it's generally speaking, just to give you a good idea, probably better to use the Int Piccolo or even a full Wicked Bloodlines team or Turles or Ginyu, anything like that, and you should be fine. Now obviously, in terms of tech options, there are some really great ones, lots that fit on a ton of categories, so definitely prioritize those units. They are going to help you out a lot more than if you don't. But yeah, that's pretty much it. As you can see, we're at stage 30. Very, very simple and straightforward. Obviously, our goal, take out Bardock. Again, really quite simple for us. Genuinely speaking, a very straightforward fight. Nothing too gimmicky or anything like that. He's not too hard. In terms of rotations, also not anything too crazy. If you're using double Piccolo, you have the Piccolos in the first slot, you're more than fine. If you are not using the Piccolos, for example, then of course, from there, you pretty much can use Tech Frieza, you can use Tech Cooler, you can use any tech unit pretty much to soak up the damage. If you've got the two free-to-play Ginyus, you can use either of them in the first slot. It doesn't really matter too much. The only big concern is if you have strength units, to just have them in that second or third slot, so that they can obviously take a little bit of a defensive boost before they get hit with any super attacks. But Bardock's more than likely not going to defeat you if you're using Strength Final Form Cooler or anything, so I wouldn't panic too much overall. With that being said, that is pretty much everything you need to know. Honestly, really straightforward stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, of course, please leave a like. It's greatly appreciated. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Till then, bye.